Oh, hey there. I'm RinkuTalks, and did you just break into my house? Well, you're here now, so welcome to my new YouTube series, Rinku's Progress Updates. Some of you are probably wondering why I'm making progress videos when I'm already soft cap, because most likely I won't be making gear gains very often. However, I think you'll be surprised at the end of the video how much content this game really has to offer. I'm starting to become a completionist, where I just want to do literally everything that there is to do. This video is just a starting point, and in this video, I'm going to discuss everything I have accomplished on this one account from playing Black Desert on a daily basis for the past 3 years. I guess it's really been that long. But I'm confident that there is so much more content in this game that I have never even experienced before that I can make an entire series off me just playing that content. There's actually so much to this game that I've never even seen yet, so I'm excited. Warning, this video is extremely long, unlike what I have prepared for future videos of this series. If you do manage to watch until the end, I will have a challenge for you. Since I already mentioned gear, let's go get my Dark Knight and see what kind of gear I have currently. This is my Dark Knight, and this is my gear. I'm basically the definition of soft cap, with full Tet armor and full tri-gold AP accessories. I have a Tet Offen, a Tet Dandy, a Tet Nuver. I even have a Tet Zarka and Tet Kudum. Took me a long time to get all that. I'm even thinking about making a Dragon Slayer just to make one. If I grind Dragon and I keep getting this black energy residue, there's really no reason not to, because I can't really sell this. I mean, I can sell them to a vendor for 3,000 silver, but it's kind of useless, so I might even have another awakening weapon eventually. The only boss drops I'm really missing are Vel's Heart, which I don't even have an Alchemy Stone at all, kind of depressing, and Garmoth's Heart for my offhands. Now, I could go kill the bosses hundreds of times for that RNG chance of the drop, or eventually I might be able to just buy it from the marketplace. Not too sure how easy that's going to be in the new marketplace, but we'll see as time goes on. Eventually, I should be able to obtain them somehow. When Dark Knight released in NA, there was no group grinding, in the sense that monsters only dropped loot for one person. So your silver income was based on how fast you can grind, how long you can grind into grind spot, and which rotation you chose. So the key factor being in how fast you can grind kind of affects things, and that is dependent on your class and where you choose to grind. So Valkyrie is just not the best at solo grinding, and having played Dark Knight on the Korean version, I knew that I could grind faster and even have more fun doing so. And ever since then, I knew that that was my main source of income, and it's also probably increased my income having changed classes, that I just put all my money into my weapons for that class. So I got a Zarka, I already had a Nuver for PvP, but I eventually got a Kudum to grind faster, and when Offen came out, I got an Offen box, and I really decided, I was wondering, like, should I put it on my Valkyrie? Should I actually play Valkyrie once again? But then I realized that I don't have an offhand, I don't have an awakening, so I'd just be stuck with an Offen, and I'd have to upgrade it. So I just put it on my Dark Knight. I eventually got it to Tet, it gives me some extra AP, it puts me at the next AP bracket, that's pretty cool. And that's where all my weapons have been, on my Dark Knight. But now that reroll coupons are permanent in the cash shop, I mean, if I make a Dragon Slayer for my Dark Knight, I could reroll 3 of my Tet weapons to my Valkyrie. I suppose the next topic we should talk about is, what is my main character? Because this question comes up a lot. The truth is, I don't know. I play Dark Knight and Valkyrie, and I don't know what technically my main character is. I've been playing Valkyrie since launch and Dark Knight since she released. I quest and do every single life skill on Valkyrie, but on Dark Knight I love to 1v1 and solo grind. Group grinding in large scale I used to do on Dark Knight, but now I'm starting to do on Valkyrie, so they both do a bit of everything. They kind of just complete each other. Not really sure what to make of it. You can see my Dark Knight doesn't really have any life skills. She does have a lot of time played and level 40 breath, because I guess that's just from running from pack to pack all day, every day. Other than that, I've never done a single quest on her besides the main storyline quests, and I only get on her to kill things. As you can see, on Valkyrie, things are quite different. I almost have over 500 days logged in, but most of that was AFKing. As well as the first year before Dark Knight even released, I did pretty much everything on this character. For some reason I chose to level every single life skill on a single character as well. I don't know why I chose to do that, and if I were to redo my actions, I probably would have separated the life skills between multiple characters, and that might be what I do on Xbox, but on PC I'm now stuck with my Valkyrie being my master farmer, meaning that I can't really even look at my crops and other characters unless I have at least Artisan 1 because of the kind of crops I grow and other nuances like that, but it's fine, it works out. I love this character, and the fact that she can just do anything at any time is really nice. My Valkyrie does have tri-boss weapons, but I think originally when Dark Knight released, she only had green weapons and pretty much stayed away from combat after Awakening and Dark Knight release and all that, because everyone was just getting gear really fast. My Dark Knight was getting boss gear, but my Valkyrie was just life skilling and questing. Now, with a few cash shop items, I can actually make my Valkyrie soft cap instantly, in addition to my Dark Knight still being soft cap and still being able to solo grind. So my first pen weapon might actually be on Valkyrie. Alright, well we already know the goal of gear, and that is to get better gear. If I do get better gear, I'll let you guys know in the next progress update video. But for now, let's look at all the other things that I do want to try and accomplish. First, let's look at life skills. Originally, my goal was to master every life skill, and I've almost accomplished that. Gathering is very close. I don't know why I haven't gotten that done yet, but Gathering will be Master 1, hopefully the next progress update video. Training horses, a little bit trickier, it takes a long time, and if I AFK train horses, that takes away from AFK time I could be doing something actually productive. If I go out of my way to catch horses, that's active time that I could be spending doing something else. So it's not really useful in any way, but someday that might hit Master if I'm bored enough. Hunting and sailing are the two new life skills and are a little bit more difficult. Hunting actually was very, very difficult to even hit Artisan. I hit Artisan 1 when there was only 4 dailies in the entire game that gave you hunting experience. The only way to get more hunting experience was to kill baby whales in the ocean, basically. And even that was painfully slow. So much so that 10 minutes of dailies was like 2 hours of killing baby whales. So instead of doing that, I just did dailies every day for months. Nowadays, hunting is actually a lot easier. There's an entire quest line, there's many more dailies. You can even kill hunting bosses in groups to get insane hunting XP. And there's so many different hunting mobs you can actually train on now, not just baby whales. So nowadays, hunting master might actually be something I will be able to do. Sailing, on the other hand, never hitting master. Even hitting artisan, I think, is like an insane accomplishment. I might hit professional someday. I wouldn't plan on it. Also, some of these life skills I no longer actively train, and for example, fishing and sailing, I now do on level 49 sometimes. Realistically, the only thing I want to do in life skilling is master gathering. Eventually, I will look at hunting and see if I want to master that, but it doesn't really seem to have a purpose as of right now. Cooking, I will be actively cooking just to get contribution points, and trading. Leveling up trading will always get you more money from turning in trade crates, and turning in those crates will give you experience to level up, so it just cycles, and I'll always be leveling that skill, as well as there are trade items in the game, and clicking the trade item gives you knowledge. There is a trade item in the game that requires Master 17 to buy it, so if I wanted to get every single knowledge of every single trade item in the game, for whatever reason, I would technically need Master 17 trading. So I don't know if I'll ever reach that achievement, but that is a thing to do. Let's talk quests. If we talked about Black Spirit, and we go into the quest tab, oh, there's nothing there. On main quest tab and suggested, I actually have done them all. If we go to my quest tab, on the main quest tab, I've done them all as well. On the suggested, not so much. I have some life skill quests that I actually made some videos on a long time ago and then just dropped them entirely. Not too sure why. I should definitely go and do some of those. And some random side quest lines that actually have almost no purpose, but I will be doing everything eventually. This is actually something I could do like in the span of between this and the next video. Something I noticed is there is a hunting guru quests. I think some of these quests require either Artisan 10 or Master. There's Gathering too, so I definitely need to hit Master Gathering ASAP so I can do this quest. these quests. But the hunting one, if you really need Artisan 10 or Master 1 hunting to do them all, that does mean I can't complete the suggested quest tab unless I get that hunting up. So that is another reason why maybe I'll look at hunting in the future. I have some random Weequin quest line, which is you have to be red to like continue the quest line, and the stuff you do in the quest, like kill a caravan is the next objective, makes you even more red. So when I feel like going red, I'll eventually get this quest line out of the way. The thing about quest lines is if it says 4 to 9, or like if you're in the middle of a quest line, even if you forfeit the quest, it'll forever be in your log until you complete the entire quest line. So if I want to hide and get rid of every single quest in the ongoing, main, and suggested, if I start something, I kind of have to finish it. For contribution points, the soft cap is 400, but you can actually keep getting contribution points forever, basically. I've seen a screenshot of someone that owns 414 contribution points. If I ever hit 400, I would be happy, and I will be cooking probably until I hit that point, but after that, probably won't care too much about it. Energy, there is actually a cap of how much energy you can get in the entire game, and currently the cap is 573. Yes, one more energy than I have. I have 572. Most of the energy from the game is obtained from knowledge, and I have every single energy that you can possibly obtain from knowledge, but you can also obtain energy from titles. Currently, I am at 561 titles. However, it's not too impressive because I'd imagine anyone that's played this game for over a year most likely has over 400 titles from just playing the game. A lot of them are very easy to get and they unlock automatically. After 500, you get an additional energy at 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000 titles. However, I believe currently it is actually physically impossible to obtain 1,500 titles or more just because there aren't enough obtainable titles in the game. So hitting 1,000 titles is technically the limit, at least right now. The majority of obtainable titles I have left to obtain are in the combat section, which just require you to kill a lot of specific monsters, and the fishing section, which just requires you to fish pretty much every fish in the game like 1,000 times. So killing and fishing is how I get titles, and there's really no other way to hit 1,000 titles without doing one or the other or both. You can see how low my fishing titles are, so I could just go out there and fish and probably get a lot in the first few days, but it still will most likely take months to hit 1,000 titles. I can't imagine doing that in a single month. Just the amount of time and different amount of places you have to go it's just a lot. So naturally, after discovering this, I created the new goal of obtaining 1,000 titles and started looking into the titles to figure out that I had to do combat and fishing, and now I know what to do. However, in the process, I also found the hardest to obtain title in the entire game. God of Knowledge will be the hardest to obtain title in the entire game when it is obtainable, but right now its previous title, Irresistible Brain, is probably the hardest to obtain title in the entire game. And why is that? Because these titles require knowledge. Yes, the more knowledge you get, the more titles you get, and there's only a few. It's not really worth it if you're going for 1,000 titles, but if you just want a rare title, these are the titles for you. I guess now we should talk about knowledge. I have 4,340 gained knowledge entries, but that's not even close to what you need for all the titles. Irresistible Brain, which I think is the limit currently, you need 5,000 knowledge entries. For God of Knowledge, you need 6,000. I think even if you did every single thing possible in the entire game, you may have like 5,200, so not even close to God of Knowledge. But as more content gets released, someday, people will actually have that title. This is going to sound crazy, I know, but for some reason, I want to obtain as much knowledge as possible. I actually want to get the Irresistible Brain title, and someday, when more content is released, unlock the God of Knowledge title. So that's going to require me to do a lot of things that really have no benefit in any other way other than to unlock these titles, but I think it'll be kind of fun to just do meaningless things to kind of get some achievement points. That's basically what the system is. So I could do a lot in life skills, like make every cooking recipe and process everything and all that stuff. Learning the ropes of Black Desert is another bugged thing that I don't think is possible to complete. I think this is new, actually. Traveling Light 2? Might be new. Or impossible. Trading, like I said, you need Master 17 Trading to do everything, but I actually did go out of my way to do everything else I can possibly do at Master 6, which was about 200 to 300 knowledge entries, so that was a good chunk of knowledge right there. Oh yeah, and the knowledge section Ecology now gives a special effect down here. The higher grades you get on monsters, highest being S, the more points you get, and the maximum effect actually activates at 8,000 points, giving you, I believe, an item drop rate of plus 20%, double of what I have now. But I would need a grind for S ranks on almost every single mob in the entire game for quite some time. So this is another thing on the list of things to do, but it's another thing that's going to take a long time. Since I was just talking about knowledge, I should also mention my family fame. I have maxed combat fame from a bunch of level 56s and a few level 60 pluses. I have maxed life fame from almost all my characters having professional gathering and processing and either cooking or alchemy, and I do not have maxed special fame. Now in the description, it has rewards for up to 2001 special fame, and that's just physically not possible. If you had every single knowledge entry in the entire game as of right now, and soft cap contribution points, which is 400, you'd only have slightly over 900 special fame. 900 special fame is not even close to the 2001 bracket, but it would put me at a higher bracket than I am now. I would need about 320 knowledge entries to get 35,000 silver extra every single day. Yeah, it's something to do. There is a challenges tab, but most of the challenges are level your character to a certain level or level your life skill to a certain level. I have achieved almost every challenge in the game except for 4. So I have to reach professional sailing and artisan sailing for the life skill side, which is kind of difficult, and I have to hit level 63 and 64 as my character. And that is something that over time eventually I will achieve, but the problem is I think they'll make another challenge for every single level as players hit them. So I think the only way to really complete every single challenge in the game is to be the highest level or the same level as the highest level of anyone else in the game. This is my permanent level 49. Unfortunately, this means I cannot play every class in the game on this one account unless they give us an extra character slot without a new class. But this character actually has a lot of uses. I love to PvP, but unfortunately I only have one set of gear, so if I want a node war or grind in Kama Sylvia, I can't really keep my gear on another character to sail in Margoria unless I want to spend 2 to 3 hours going back and forth just to transfer gear. So this character can sail and fish anywhere without being PvP'd. You can also use level 49 or below to transfer trade crates without the risk of losing hundreds of mils from a PvP death. I probably should have leveled trading on this character, but back then I wasn't really thinking about that, so I do transfer the trade crates on this character, but I then go on my Valkyrie to sell them. I don't really have a goal with this character, she's more of a tool that I use to do things with, but she is going to be the main character that I use to fish for all the fishing titles, so her fishing level is probably going to skyrocket. I have a lot of fishing titles to get, and a lot of places to fish. This is my Failstack Slave Warrior, and he has a lot of Failstacks. The top row I believe is just random, the second row are things in their 10s. I have 53 plus 16 stacks, I have a plus 20 stack, I have some things in their 20s, some in their 30s, 40s, 3 plus 50 stacks, and 1 plus 100 stack. I don't even know how this got here, but this will probably be my first stack to hit pen. This character also doesn't really have any goals other than to show some progress, and I also have a second set of boss armor. So not only do I have 2 sets of Tet boss weapons, I have 2 sets of boss armor. These aren't exactly Tet, but eventually they'll be at least try. If I do get them to Tet, I can go for pen without crawling, and breaking them won't really be a big deal. I could also use them fighting bosses, so I don't have to worry about crystals breaking, Or if I decide to go red, I can put cheap crystals in, and then I don't even have to worry about my gear degrading. So there's a lot of uses for these, and I probably won't sell them unless I have a full set of pen gear or something. One last thing I can show you are all my mounts. I have a max level T8 Courser, which is my main horse. Although it looks like a T7, that's just a skin. It was originally brown. I also have a miniature elephant named Dumbo. It's max level and has half of the skills. It can reach max speed in the desert, but you actually need quick run if you want to transfer trade items, or I think just a lot of items in general, and still be able to maintain max speed. I also have 2 camels, Wednesday the 2nd and Wednesday the 1st. Interestingly enough, the dark brown camel can actually level higher, giving you more of a chance to learn skills. Neither of these camels are max level, so there is another thing I can do on my list of a million things, but they can also learn quick steps, and having quick steps in the desert I think is faster than the miniature elephant, even with Joyride and Quick Start. So that'll be interesting to test when I finally get the skill, if I ever level camels. This is what blue elephant armor looks like. In case you were wondering, yes, I made full blue elephant armor. I don't know why, don't ask me, it's just there. And this is what blue horse armor looks like on a camel, because they share the same type of armor. Once again, please don't ask me why I have this, I myself have absolutely no idea. And finally, this is the same T8 that you just saw in the stable. This T8 Courser has failed T9 20 times. So much depression in all 20 of those clicks. So now I have decided I'm gonna hoard materials and go for multiple attempts in the same sitting. Instead of going one at a time, just getting disappointed and waiting several more days to try again, I'm gonna save hopefully over 10 attempts worth, and I'm just gonna do it all in one sitting. All in one recording, it might be live, it'll probably be in the next progress update video, and hopefully someday, I don't know which T9 it's going to be, but this horse will be a T9. Oh, and on the topic of mounts, this is my Etheria sailboat. I have full blue gear, except the sails. I would have to go kill big whales for that, and that takes time and effort, and it's also a group activity. I can't just do that alone, so that will be something I do in the future. And I also do not have an Etheria frigate yet. I actually have everything to build the Etheria frigate and 3 of the 4 blue armor pieces for the Etheria frigate. The only thing I need is 100 jade coral ingots. You need 800 total to build the boat. I'm 100 away. I will be pre-ordering that and building it literally this week, so I'm actually kind of excited for that. Eventually, I will also kill whales to create the sails for both my Etheria sailboat and frigate, and having 2 boats will be nice because I can leave the Etheria sailboat at Vale and take the frigate across the seas to kill sea monsters, so looking forward to that. Another goal I thought of is promoting every single worker I own to artisan, and I understand everyone's worker empire is different, but I happen to have 88 workers, and most of the time I don't plan on getting rid of them. I do have 10 green giants that have a lot of stamina taking care of my farm. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to keep them or not, but they would only benefit if they hit artisan. In fact, if I made them skilled or professional, I think they lose stamina. Professional might be the same. Green workers have a chance to have like an abnormal amount of stamina for whatever reason. I don't know why, but that is a thing. Other than that, I have at least blue or better worker in every slot. I have about 20 skilled workers, which is blue, and 20 professional workers, which is yellow, but I'm still working on getting artisan. The process is save energy to fire the blue workers to hire professional workers after I get like a professional worker every 1,000 in energy or so, and then from professional, I will promote them once a day, every day, until eventually I have all artisans. And there's always the chance that a professional can fail 3 times after hitting level 30 and then they can't be promoted at all ever, and then I just have to fire him too because he's a dumbass. Like, this guy has one more chance when he levels up and then he might have to leave. But alright, it's challenge time. Can you think of any goals that I can accomplish in Black Desert Online that I have not talked about in this video? Comment down below if you can think of anything, and I might just add it to my bucket list. I hope you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want some more. In the next video, we will make some progress. I love you, and I'll see you next time.